Hi folks, I want to tour you around a little bit, an update of what's happening and what I'm doing right now. It's the 12th of June and I have just been weeding and watering and planting. So I just planted some pumpkins. This is Uchiki Kuri. It's a kind of pumpkin where you can eat the skin, so they're very easy to handle when you're cooking. And let's start at A1 and I'm gonna tour you around. So this is A1, it's strawberries. I put in the second bed of strawberries. Even though you put down the roots a little bit, so they start coming very easily. And there's a flower. Yay! But I want to talk especially emphasis on all the weeds on potatoes and what you can do and how you actually can grow lots of potatoes to put down the weed pressure. Especially like in the first years, if you have a lot of weeds or grass, you can use potato as a way to regulate weeds and still get a crop, because they have they grow pretty fast and they have a big leaf mass that covers the beds and shade out the weeds. And you can, when you weed them, you can weed them pretty rough and cover the small weeds next to them. I'll show you. So, well, nothing. I'm starting. This would be onions. Onions. I don't know what happened with my yellow onions. I just have red and pink onion and white onions this year. And the leek just arrived in boxes today. So I will plant leek also up here. And we'll see how much carrots. This will be carrots for later, or green manure, depending on the time. It grows so slowly. The fennel is coming, but so I see the fennel has sprouted, but I'm weeding here a little bit every day, but I'm very careful because I don't want to kill off the fennel. But it's here. Can you see? That's the fennel. So once I find the row and they're a little bit bigger, I will weed them. The same goes for here with the parsnips. These are the parsnips, but my God, they grow slowly. And like, you know, you have to weed next to them. Here is another one. But the carrots are coming nicely. Yay, very beautiful. So these are the first summer carrots. They will be smaller. This row, something happened, like the wind. The sand has been blowing and cover the bed. And here's another one that I saw. I see it more densely because the seeds were old. So I have to thin them out. And here we have this beautiful ice tip radishes. Wow. You see, I will deliver the first little crops next week. And we have these are dahlias coming. Some slugs are eating them. There will be flowers here, coming slowly. Asparagus coming up here. So what I will do now is I will push down the soil more and more once they come. I'm not going to harvest them this year, but later. And they have very beautiful leaves, and they will act as a windbreak as well. And here are will there actually be berries the first year? I think I will take them off. Rubrum, yeah, red currants and artichokes. And here comes all the potatoes that I weeded today. And the tomatoes are growing fine, but there are lots of weeds in there. I haven't come to that yet. That's my tomorrow project. I'll show you that later. This is my, well, I can show you a little bit. Oh, it's so warm in here. They are flowering. So I'm taking the weeds just in time before they start to seed. They are flowering, but they don't have any seeds. So I'm putting them down, and I'm gonna put them next to the tomatoes to use them as bee manure, and then I'm gonna shuffle soil on top of the greens. Did that last year with a wonderful result. And yeah, I'm getting a bit stressed of the big weeds. The cabbages are coming nicely after all of this rain, and they grow even though we had so cold weather. We had really cold, like 13 Celsius. But you can see I have a lot of weeding to do here. And unfortunately, these mustard salads, because we had my theory, well, they're coming to bloom now too early before the harvest starts. And I think it's because they grew so slowly. Just gonna check if I'm still filming. Yes, I am. And more cabbage. I'm not done with the raspberry planting. I moved the table of seedlings over here. And the pump might be fixed, but there is a big crack in it. So I have to get a new pump for sure. Salads have been growing very slowly because of the cold weather, but I guess they're coming. And the ones that grew best in cold weather has been the Roman salad. Strangely enough, I thought they liked really hot weather, but there is still some time. And the beets are coming. Same here. I'm gonna wait a little bit with the weeding until they're bigger, but they look like that. No, where are they? Here they are. These are beets. They are red green when they come, and this is relative to them, the molla, but you see they have hair that glitters in the sun. If you this is something else. You need to learn to distinguish them, but you see the rows no, I don't see the rows so clearly yet because they haven't sprouted yet in all parts of the bed. I'm just gonna wait a week or a few days anyway. But I'm taking the big ones. Like, I don't want them to bloom, so I'm just like going through and I'm taking a little bit of the big stuff before the roots gets too big, and then if the roots gets too big, then I destroy the beets that are coming underneath. You know, this is a little bit too big. But you see, I have a caravan over there that I wanna make it into a food truck, and this thinking process takes a little bit of time. But and I see the new corn and planted them here, 2 rows. I need to water them for sure. We'll see how many of the beds I will do with beets. I can't have too many beets, but it would be nice to save some for winter. And I filled in the gaps of the I'm still coming to the potatoes. I filled in the gaps. I'm waiting for them to sprout, the extra sugar peas and the beans. Have really suffered the cold, but they will come now when we have warm weather. They will grow really fast. So they're coming. The broad beans handle both the wind and the cold weather really nice. Getting flowers. It's a perennial Rudbeckia, and I planted the zucchini. That these were the ones that were direct seeded, and because of the cold weather, they're not bigger than that. And then I seeded them and put them in a greenhouse and transplanted, and that's how they look like. But would we have had nice hot weather, they would have been big here as well. More potato, and here, I'm sorry if my finger was in the way. Here you can see, oh my God, can you see? It looks like a lawn. My gosh. Here, the weed pressure is just enormous. Oh my God, look at that. So this is the time to do something about it. Don't wait. The whole area here, I'm gonna go through it 1 hour on all of them, just to disturb the surface, and then I'm gonna one by one, when they're about this size, I'm putting extra soil on top. So I have a tool that I use to from TerraTech with wheels. There is one wheel on each side of the plant, better in this size of the bed, and it has sharp knives on both sides of the. No, they are tilling the surface around the plant, and then I'm just raking in the middle, raking on the side, and yeah. So I'm gonna fix that, and look at that, you know. You can eat them. Maybe I should make a lasagna. I use them like spinach. Yummy. Yeah, so, and the grass has been cut. Takes a long time every week, but and here we are at the end of the walked, and we have all the roots from the aspen tree. These are from the aspen tree. So I heard now that once they die, once a big tree dies, it shoots out these kind of roots. This is the strategy for, they don't just use the flowers, but they use the roots to, like raspberries do. And this is why they are a very fast primary species in forests, because they don't have to wait for the season and the flowers to sprout. They can just shoot out the roots and easily colonize a new area. So if you see clear cutting, you often see aspen as the first tree to establish, and that's because they can do this with the roots. And you see all these aspen trees here, and apparently, like, if you cut the aspen tree, their survival strategy is to just shoot out more of these roots. So I don't know if I'm gonna spend time on like digging up all these roots, or if I'm just gonna tire it out and just cut and cut and cut and cut and cut these little ones here. I could just go like this, you know, and just take them off, and they will shoot out more and more. But yeah. And then I planted some blueberries here, and I'll continue. My son helped me. It was really fun. Yes, so that's it now for 12th of June. And I mean, now we will have like 23 degrees, 20 degrees, sun, a lot of sun, long sunny days, and I suspect everything will grow really fast. But my main, and funny enough, I'm gonna take a week off soon. I'm gonna go on holiday for a week, or maybe even like 10 days, 9 days, travel up north in Sweden. And that's to get some vacation so that I can handle the load of the summer, because all the hard work started in February, March, and yeah, it's a lot of work, and I need a holiday now, and then I need a week also, maybe in the end of August, beginning of September, so that I can handle the load of the autumn finishing off. So I mean, but I will actually be at the market in the northern of Sweden to sell food for the first time. I'm a bit nervous about that, but so I will work a little bit, but just the weekend, and it's fun to try something new. Nervous and fun. You should kind of always try something new. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, about living life to its fullest. What's that? And like to explore life and not. It seems like I'm always pushing things to the limit, and you don't have to do it in a way that's feels bad. You can explore it in that way too, but you can push it like towards going forward with your dreams, going forward with your passions and your creativity, and just like push it and try it out. Maybe you fail sometimes, maybe you succeed sometimes, but you just like explore and you develop as a person. And it can be exhausting, of course, but anyway, then you have lived. You don't put yourself on pause all the time, but you just you're living on the edge, I guess. Living on the edge means you're still stable. You don't fall over. You're not stable if you're not exploring things. Stability is not the same as being still. That's stagnation. Stability is to know what you're doing, knowing yourself, and be in tune with yourself and your surrounding, and just floating, dancing with things. Always and constantly being aware of the changes and going with it, and with the resources, and with what you have, and the demands, and everything that's life, you know. So being still, doing nothing, and thinking that will lead to stability is not true. I often thought that, maybe because sometimes you need like periods of stillness. Maybe you've been pushing, or changes or things happen to you like in a kind of a drastic way, and then sometimes you need to rest after a very drastic period of time. And that's, living on the edge. It's to stop when you need to stop, and then go forward when it's time to do that again. Look here. Looking forward to more flowers. More perennials means flowers more early on. I'm definitely gonna put in more flowers in here. But it's starting to look really beautiful. I'm so much enjoying it, and now today we don't have so much wind, and we don't have So cold, we had like 13 and windy and rainy last 10 days. And it's been a bit tough to live on the boat, I must admit. It's been very noisy, and I didn't have like the energy to make things clean because it was just so annoying with the sound. I have to take refuge home to my mom's place and my friend's place a little bit. Sometime when it was too windy, I'm like on the out in the on the end, like where the wind is hardest. But it's also most solitude there. Ah, so nice. And I'm just gonna show you one more thing. Now here, this green kale didn't at all come, and no leaves came after the winter. But this has been more handled cold better somehow. So more and more of them actually, even here now, this one. So I'm gonna let them be, and they are now mothers. They are creating red kale babies. So I gave them some extra nutrients, and they are delicious to eat, these flowers. If you ever have kale flowers, you can eat them. They're sweet. So I will collect seeds this year from this one, and they will last for 4 or 5 years, those seeds. You know, that's nice to be able to take your own seeds. And the same goes for, like, would I leave a carrot in the ground? If we have a mild winter and it survives, it will. It's biennial, like it creates flowers and seeds the second year. And the same goes for the onions. Oh, it's so nice to be here. Now I'm gonna rest a little bit and just sit here. This is like the best job in the world. Days like this anyway. It's not always like this, of course. There are times when it's really difficult. Hey. And the birds. I'm gonna make places for them to live. I wanna create more habitats for birds and bats, and like in the middle of the field. But the forest is really close, so of course we have a wildlife, and it's not like a big monoculture here with no habitats for animals. Not really. Okay. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy life wherever you are. So take care. Bye.